Welcome to TheoTrade. This is Don Kaufman. July 5th, 2017. What did we see in today's trading action? Ultimately, we offset almost to the point the move that we saw on Monday's abbreviated session. Let me take you to it right now. First and foremost, I'm going to the Nasdaq futures. So in the Nasdaq futures, you're looking at a 30-day, 1-hour chart. Clearly some signs of volatility here, but specifically when I was talking about today's move, and again, it's almost uncanny how this move got offset. Here's ultimately the open on Monday, and again, my mouse is literally on the open on Monday, and here is ultimately the close today. What have we done? Absolutely nothing. We faded 63 points pretty much on the button. 63 points to Monday's close. Tuesday, there was, of course, abbreviated trading hours because of the July 4th holiday, although the futures were open. And then, of course, today, Wednesday, with the FOMC minutes, the market rallies right back up into where we left off, of course, on Monday morning. Again, completely undoing. What did we see in the S&Ps? Well, much of the same. Inside of the S&Ps, this, of course, is some of the Monday trade over here. We rallied, sold off. We're largely unchanged, though, in the last couple of days. This is not a bad thing for a lot of the positions that we have on, and I keep mentioning some of the positions. What we've been kind of doing week in and week out is we have been selling premium, specifically in the spiders. Okay, so we've been selling premium in the spiders, incredibly tight range inside of the spiders, and what we call a tetrapod spread. And this tetrapod spreads, we sell premium in the spiders, we turn around and buy premium in the Qs. The Qs are right smack in the center of the range of where we started the week. Again, kind of a shorter week of trade because of the holiday. Nevertheless, the Qs are right in the center of the range. The spiders have done absolutely nothing this week. This tetrapod spread is already making about 30% on the spider portion of the trade. So we're looking to exit that thing probably as early as tomorrow morning, barring any unforeseen circumstances and a wild move in the morning. It looks like enough premium is going to come out, and we'll probably exit out of the tetrapod spread Thursday morning. That's going to be what I'm going to attempt to do. Now, switching gears a little bit. If you take a look at a couple of individual stocks like Amazon, I've been looking for opportunities in Amazon. It's not there yet. What's the opportunity I'm ultimately looking for? I want to see a bid back, okay? Amazon, again, it's just, a stone's throw away from the all-time high, which is 1,017. You can see right here, stock is sold off a little bit. We see a bit of a bounce day. Again, today's trading session, hey, it just undid the move that we saw, again, in the abbreviated trading session. We just rallied it right back, okay? We want to see a little bit of more upward momentum, then we'll actually step in and short. We don't like to short into the hole, and that means, you don't want to short in the midst of the down move over here, wait for the bounce, a little bit of relief over there, and then we'll short again. You have to be careful. There are earnings coming up. We're starting to come back into earnings season over here, so any positions that we take, and you got to be very, very specific over here. Any positions we're going to take in Amazon and Google and Apple and Facebook, and again, we're trading some of the most liquid products. We have to be really mindful of when the earnings are coming out, and you can see it. The earnings stick out like a sore thumb. If you look at an options chain, here's what, 22% implied volatility. Here's 31% implied volatility. You want to avoid the earnings in some of these shorter duration trades because the earnings, sure, we can do trades around earnings, but doing them this far out, 23 days out, at that point, it's just a crapshoot. So I'm going to exclude wanting to trade any real duration strategies. I'm actually going to be kind of cordoned off into the next 16 days over here for ultimately what I'm looking for in terms of opportunity. Now, I mentioned Facebook because Facebook, in previous videos over here, did exactly what we thought it was going to do. Only a few days removed from the all-time high, it too bounced. Again, another opportunity might be looming in Facebook. If Facebook can actually crest back up here to the 153, we may actually short that as well, looking for the Nasdaq to get whacked back down. And at this point, taking a look specifically at the Nasdaq, the exact same thing is in play that we just talked about inside of Amazon, inside of Facebook. And again, even though the Nasdaq bounced today, you'd still be shorting, quote unquote, in the hole. The Nasdaq today closes right at 56.50. And if you haven't noticed, right now, people, it's about the Nasdaq. Okay, the Nasdaq is, as I've been saying day in and day out, is Mr. Toad's wild ride with ever expanding moves that we're seeing on a day-to-day basis over here. We should expect more volatility in the Nasdaq. And the whole question, and really what we want to see as traders, is the expansion of volatility, is it really going to start to proliferate to other products out there? Last but not least, got to look at Tesla. Okay, Tesla had what I would call, well, 2 serious down days in a row, but today's trading got a lot more serious. Obviously, very, very explosive volume in here. But the point, when I make a point about Tesla over here, first of all, I've got a position. Now, I don't often talk about positions where like I'm long or short 100 shares. In this case, I'm short 100 shares. And I will tell you, I've been short 100 shares from quite some time. It's one of the most difficult positions I've ever had on to be able to sustain. Okay. And I just cannot reiterate this enough. Even 100 shares of Tesla, I had originally shorted it at 339.90. And it just goes to show you, and it doesn't matter how experienced you are in this business, you still have to pull off duration over direction. And that being said, you have to be able to sustain positions long enough to see degrees of profitability over here. So the P&L on the day, and you just, again, bear with me, this is 100 shares, and the P&L of the day is $2,000. Okay? Over $2,000 on 100 shares. Am I excited about it? No. Okay? That is a huge warning to you. You play in Tesla, you're playing with fire at this point. And the reason I said it's getting a little more serious in Tesla, if you open up today's option statistics, the IV percentile, it's lit. It's up to 73%. But I got to tell you, I'm not going to run out and to sell options yet in Tesla. I'm just right now going to stay short the stock, all right? And you just recognize Tesla's up. Let's just round it, all right? I know at the beginning of the year, it was right around 215. It's from 215 to like 380. I think it could give back some gains over there. And when it does, it could be quite a precipitous drop. That drop could take us back into the mid 200s. And hey, I'll be there with my short 100 shares screaming all the way down. Nevertheless, I'm not going to take profits and run over here. I sustained a huge amount of risk, and I'm going to continue to sustain that risk for ultimately the sell side activity to play out in there. Now, again, last but definitely not least is saying Tesla. But, in bringing up Tesla and looking at Google and Apple, it reminds me of consistently discussing risk. And that's something that we're going to be doing here at TheoTrade all of next week. It's the first time we've done this here at TheoTrade. I am bringing back Greek week. And no, it doesn't mean a toga party. It's the Greeks, Delta, Gamma, Theta, Vega. We're going to have an entire week here at TheoTrade dedicated to Delta, Gamma, Theta, Vega. And I'll give you a couple of topic ideas, but we're going to talk about Delta, which is really understanding your risk. Everything from Delta's the rate of change. And please, Delta does not just pertain to options. It's stocks, options, futures. It'll show you how to actually commingle and understand risk. And when I'm looking at Tesla and comparing it to Apple, okay, we'll actually show you how to blend those risks. So we're going to be kicking off Greek week next week on Monday with Delta. And I'm going to do about anywhere from 90 minutes to 2 hours just on that. Then on Tuesday, Theta, hedge now or expire trying. So Theta is, of course, your time decay, followed by Gamma. What I call Gamma, it's your risk revealed. I mean, really, whether you're negative Gamma, whether you're positive Gamma, the most important thing about Gamma, even if you're not into this whole Greek discussion, you understand Delta and Gamma, you will understand why the futures move the way they do on a day-to-day basis. Now, that's a really, really bold statement, but I'm telling you, the moves that we see in being able to pick out these levels, they're all based on Delta and Gamma, okay? So we got Theta over there. Finally, we're going to be wrapping up the week with Vega, which is volatility skew and U. And when I say wrapping up the week, after we go through Delta, Gamma, Theta, Vega, then we're going to have more of a composite day where we explore ultimately position management, all the different techniques around position management, more importantly, beta weighting. I think you guys will love it. Again, Greek week. It now is returning to TheoTrade. First time we've actually done it here. I say returning to TheoTrade. Greek week comes from something that I started many years ago when I was still with thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. We used to do this Greek week, and we kind of went all out for it. And I have had hundreds of requests to bring Greek week over here to TheoTrade, so we're doing it. It starts next week, and again, I'll be very specific because you guys listen to this and recording. It kicks off July 10th through July 14th. It's right there in the TheoTrade chat room. Of course, all of it will be archived. We'll probably have about 10 plus hours specifically related to the topics involving Greeks. Plenty of time for Q&A out there. Enjoy it. Thanks everybody for joining us here at TheoTrade. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.